Speaking of putting the fun in funeral. Hey, fellow crappers, it's your old buddy, it's your old pal, R.D. Reynolds here, once again, with WrestleCrap Radio. And as only once, as in this time, sitting right next to me, Mr. Blade Braxton. Sad news.
Worst news.
Worst news ever. You got in a little too late on Saturday, and we missed the funeral home Easter egg hunt.
I am depressed. I'm sad. It's made this, what should have been a great trip, kind of like a little bit of a dark cloud over it.
A little bit. But the thing is...
But then again, apparently maybe it's a good thing we didn't go, because it appears there was a little bit of a revolt there deal.
But you saw the sign.
I saw the sign. It had been kicked over.
Absolutely. But you saw it, I wasn't making it up, at the Little & Son Funeral Home here in Indianapolis on Southport Road. There was, in fact, an Easter egg hunt.
It was. A nice plug for them, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
So if you plan on dying anytime soon and you live in Indiana, go there.
That would be a fine place to, any place, any funeral home. Here's what I suggest, kids. You're looking for that place where you're going to spend eternity. You want some place that's going to be good for your family to come and mourn your passing. You could look for the cheapest place. You could look for the nicest place. No. What you need to do is, you need to find a place that has a funeral home that has an Easter egg hunt. That's all I'm saying. I mean, that'd be good. You're sitting there in your casket. You got your hands over your chest.
Not doing good.
You've passed on. But right there, you have little kids running around, looking in your flowers that well-wishers have sent your family. The mourners and kids just reaching in, trying to find Easter egg, lifting up your arm, looking under your armpit, trying to find that Easter egg. That's what you want. That's what you want at a funeral.
Yes. In the afterlife, send the kids home happy.
Little & Sons. We put the fun in funeral. The Cat in the Hat.
Ah, speaking of Cat in the Hat, this man tortured me with it this weekend.
I told you came in, we were flipping through the DVD changer and showing you some of the horrible films that I own, and lo and behold, we came upon Cat in the Hat. I can't believe you'd never seen it.
I had tried my best to avoid it.
My favorite part, I think, was when they hung up the cat at the birthday party, and they beat him like a piñata. But he came into Indy, and we spent the last couple days, we've been hanging out, we drove around, we went and looked at crappy video stores trying to find stuff. That's where we found Slammed. But we went to the Comic Carnival.
It was a carnival. It was a festival.
It was a carnival. There was a Ferris wheel and the Tilt-A-Whirl.
The bearded lady.
Yeah, there was actually there wasn't. It was just this comic book store, but don't ask me why. I'll let him explain it. But so we go in this comic book store, and Blade says that he owns multitudes of comic books,
a few
graphic novels, if you will,
graphic
and
fine literature.
Yes, so he claims that he's done it. We go in this comic book store, and it's like he had never been in a comic book store in his entire life.
I got excited because the first thing I saw, and I don't mean to sound like a total geek, because, I did ejaculate at the He-Man case.
Yes, they had to clean it up, and it was awful. Kids, you want to know why that video stores are having such... It's not because you can get stuff online, it's not because you can get stuff cheap when the movies come out. It's none of that. It's because some dumbass that's running the place said, you know what, that Fat Albert movie's coming out. I'll take 7,000 copies of it. It's RD and Blade's Trip to the Grocery.
Hit it.
Oh, yes. We have new music now for RD and Blade's Trip to the Grocery. A lot of people really love this segment of the show.
A lot of people hate it.
Mm-hmm. Actually went to the grocery store together.
We did. It was great.
Oh yeah, that music can mean only one thing. Yeah, I mean, we're here
Means
together.
I'm trapped in the 1940s?
And it's time for Obscure Wrestling News. Well, if I was at the hotel where the boogeyman was, I wouldn't recognize him. You know why?
Why?
Apparently he walked around the entire time wearing a big nylon mask on his head. Hey, those trumpets can mean only one thing.
They're trumpeting at my arrival here, my being here. Kind of like when the Queen visits or the Pope visits.
I was saddened that I didn't have everything arranged for when you arrived.
No.
I was hoping the door would open, and much like in at a very fancy party, they would say, Mr. Blade Braxton, as you walk through the door.
True. Or at least, I could have, come to the door, it might have been a little wet outside. You would answer the door and said, "You're wet." Like Rocky Horror Picture Show.
Could have done that too.
Yep. Because I was wet.
Anyway, those trumpets can mean only one thing. It's time for our question of the week.
Award-winning?
Prize-winning question of the week. Now, yes, I have been lame. I have not gotten the prizes out, but this week it's totally different. And what a prize we are giving away. For once, I'm actually announcing what the prize is. It is, in fact, the DVD that Blade and I watched tonight, Slam.
I thought that we were supposed to award these people that send in these glorious submissions.
Oh, it's quite the award. We'll talk about all the grand things you get to see on this DVD, but let's go ahead and get to the question of the week.
Okay. And this question of the week is from crapper Angus McLeod.
Mm-hmm.
He might have been on a cloud when he wrote this question in. With the current state of the WWE and TNA and the uprising of smaller indie feds, such as Ring of Honor and Combat Zone Wrestling, there's one question that still plagues my mind. What's your favorite episode of Mama's Family?
Great.
One of the great sitcoms.
That's a brilliant question. That was good. That set me up. I put my chin right out. I was all ready to answer something really serious.
You were just about ready to spurt out the token Caramel Delight Joe or CM Punk reference, weren't you?
Oh, yeah.
You nerd.
Oh, yeah, and he just popped me right in the jaw.
Angus,
with a Mama's Family question.
Angus tested that chin. Answer his question, damn it.
Well, I think whenever you look at the long and illustrious history of Mama's Family, and of course that was Mama was actually on the old Carol Burnett show with other classic skits such as Mrs. O'Wiggins, and anything with Harvey Korman and Tim Conway, just lots of fun to be had. So whenever you go back and you think about all the fascinating episodes of Mama's Family, it is really tough to go back and think about it's hard to narrow down to exactly one episode. There were heart-wrenching episodes. There were funny episodes. There was the episode where poor Mama. It was on Valentine's Day.
Poor Mama.
Poor Mama. She's the only one that didn't have a date. That was sad. To this day, a lot of people, they talk about Titanic and it makes them cry, or Casablanca, and the ending makes them cry. I think about Mama's Family.
I cried at the ending of the miniseries V when the alien child was born and it died.
It's sad. It's a sad,
it ranks
sad
right up there with TV shows.
Kind of boring, and